I thought I'd do a little pre-conference temple update because that's something we're always curious about, right? And, will they announce the list of temples that I'm sure President Nelson had ready to go, received from his lighted pen at conference, or will they dial it back? He's announced 200 temples. Only about, I think, 26, 28 of them have actually been built. That is a backlog of like 30 years, given that they can only make about 6 to 8 temples from start to finish a year. Although I think that's changing, and that is one of my predictions that they may, I don't know if they'll announce it, but I think they're going to move to a simpler kind of temple, a meeting house level type of temple, especially in other countries. Think about the look in Africa of an opulent temple there and asking the saints there to pay tithing with this opulent temple in the background. I don't know, but I kind of predict that there may be a different kind of a temple, sort of a meeting house level, and they may try this in the United States, just sort of cookie cutter. So look for that and see if that is something that they're going to do. Another prediction that I'm going to make is that they will kind of change the way, maybe the structure of building, right? So they can try to crank out more temples, 6 to 8 a year. That's just not going to cut it. So I think there might be some changes internally like that. Now, there is a temple that I'm keeping an eye on. This is in the great state of Texas. I'll be a little vague because I'm working with another podcaster who's going to put out a whole story on this. The address for this temple was given to me months and months ago, and I was told that they are trying so hard to keep this, under the radar, secret. They are not going to let this out. And I think this is indicative of the new playbook, right? They've learned a lot from Heber, Cody, Lone Mountain, Fairview, and I think they're going to try to keep things way under wraps. So the address is very secret. However, lawyers are meeting, with the town. The inside man, right? Somebody who's LDS that is connected to city government. I think going forward, this is part of the new playbook. They're going to try to make sure there is a person like that because it worked very well in Cody and some of these other towns. No inside man in Fairview, and there was, a lot of maneuvering and pushback there. So in this town, inside man exists, and kind of being told, take a back seat. We don't really want anybody to know that the LDS inside man exists. Also, the idea of telling these towns, other cities are horrible, right? Throwing maybe Fairview under the bus, saying we were not treated well. We're going to do it differently here. So like I said, there's another podcaster who's uniquely positioned to report on this particular area. And so there's going to be some really great information coming out from her. I almost let the cat out of the bag very soon as we collaborate. So that's your temple update. Stay tuned.